Are miniseries the future of streaming? Why are TV shows getting canceled so quick? Should we all just cancel our subscriptions? I don't know. Let's discuss. So the reason I decided to make this video is because I was looking up a show that I really liked. It was called The Peripheral on Amazon Prime, and I was looking at it because it had kind of a virtual reality headset thing in it, and it was making me think of that show Three Body Problem, which just came out on Netflix. Now, the concept is quite different between the two, but it made me think about it, so I decided to start looking into it. And lo and behold, I was shocked to find out that Amazon Prime had canceled The Peripheral. I am extremely bummed to see that. What the hell? Netflix, which was once the streaming service where people went to get their shows saved, has now become the place where you go to get your show chopped off at the legs. They are frequently getting rid of shows quickly based on the initial user numbers. And that is becoming a problem. It's really hurting people's, mindset towards streaming. It's making the whole watching a TV show and getting invested into it just way less interesting. I don't know about you, but I don't want to watch a show and end up with no closure. I mean, that's bullshit. Who wants to watch that? We have to figure out what is going on here. Let's dive in and see just what is going on with this nonsense. For starters, it is not just Netflix. All of them are guilty of doing this. It's making it harder for those who want to invest time and money into these companies. Do you want to pay Amazon's ridiculous subscription fee, which, by the way, they just raised? Well, they didn't. They did raise it, and now they made it so that your current plan, which was already quite pricey, now includes ads. How nice of them. You can spend a little bit more money if you want to get rid of those ads, but that is just nonsense. It's becoming ridiculous. I think we should start saying enough is enough. Why are streaming companies think that they can just bend us over and treat us however they want? Because I guess they can. That's why. To see another example, you need look no further than HBO Max gutting the Batgirl and the Acme versus Coyote movies. This is another example of very ridiculous behavior, and it's all coming down to money. These companies are looking at projects that they view to be unsuccessful even before they actually get the chance to become unsuccessful. David Zaslav, or whatever his name is, the guy who is now running things at HBO or Warner Brothers, I don't know, but he just came in and he was like, no, we are canceling this Batgirl movie. Hard stop to that shit. I don't care if you convince Michael Keaton to come back and put on that leather bat suit. It is canceled. Or is it rubber? It's probably rubber. But yeah, that shit was canceled. Acme vs. Coyote. Will Forte recently came out saying that the movie was incredible. He was gutted. Everybody was just so upset. Imagine how upsetting it would be to spend years working on something, only for some bigwig CEO to come around and say, we think that this is going to suck, and we're just going to cancel it. We don't want anyone to see this movie, and we'd rather just write this off and get money back from the taxes. Man, that has got to be a depressing feeling. I can't imagine what that would feel like. I guess I have a little bit of idea. I am a web developer in my regular job, and I have seen websites that I have made just get dismantled and thrown in the trash. And it breaks my soul a little bit. You want another nasty example? Look at Disney Plus canceling that show Willow. But they didn't want to stop with that. They were like, yeah, we don't like this show. People aren't flocking to it. Let's cancel it. Let's actually just remove its existence entirely. You cannot watch the Willow TV show on Disney Plus, period. There is currently no way to watch that show at all. It's as if it vanished from thin air. Is that fair to the people working on the show? Is that fair to us, the users, who maybe we were thinking about watching that show, but we just weren't in the mood right when it came out? It looks like the opportunity has failed because it's gone. So we can all guess why this is happening, and the answer is money. These CEOs and these companies, they have shareholders to answer to. And when a show comes out and doesn't get immediate viewership, the creators and the bigwigs up top, they see that and they're like, oh, people don't like this show. We got to get rid of it. We're not going to put any more time and effort into this. We can't have duds on our streaming service. The problem with this concept is that some people don't discover shows until they've been out for a little bit. Sometimes shows don't actually start getting really good until they're a couple seasons in. We've seen this with a lot of TV shows. I would say Game of Thrones season 1 wasn't the best season of television. It was quite good and I liked it a lot, But I don't know, would that have survived? I was recently looking online and I was looking at a Variety article that was talking about this thing because I was like, man, what is going on? I want to look into this more because this is seeming like a very annoying problem. Why am I watching these shows if I don't get any closure? What the fuck? So let me read a bit from this Variety article that I thought was pretty interesting. Frequent TV show cancellations are starting to change how U.S. viewers decide what to watch. In fact, whether or not the show has been concluded has a significant impact on whether people sample it. A quarter of U.S. adults wait for streaming originals finale before starting, citing fears over the show's potential cancellation with an unresolved ending. Nearly half of the participants said they prefer to wait until the series has ended before starting so that they can binge watch the show. You know, we love our binging. Moreover, the survey showed that nearly half of Americans sometimes or always wait for the series finale before they even begin watching the TV show. The 18 to 34-year-old age gap was the most likely to agree with this statement, with 25% saying always and 34% saying sometimes. So this could also be hurting things because streaming services are looking at these initial numbers and they're thinking, wow, nobody cares about this show. And so when people are waiting for the entire thing to dump, it can make the bigwigs up top and the numbers look bad. So they're like, let's get rid of it. Unfortunately, that is hurting us. So we have a little bit of a weird circular problem happening. People are worried that their shows are going to get canceled, so they're holding off on watching. And as a result, companies are looking at the lower numbers and thinking, let's get rid of it. So they're canceling. And it becomes a chicken and the egg kind of situation. It is an unfortunate loop, and we have got to break out of this. Can we break out of this? If you look at a lot of British TV shows, you'll notice that some of those shows have extremely short seasons, and some of them are just straight out just one season, a miniseries. And I'm wondering, is miniseries the future of streaming? Are we going to just start watching shows that have a beginning, middle, and end all in one quick shot? Would that be better? It's not as fun for engagement, it doesn't keep you engaged as long, but that does help prevent the show from outwearing its welcome and becoming a bit tedious. Is that something that we could consider? Another problem that could be causing this is just the sheer number of options. Back a few years ago, we just had Netflix, and then everyone else decided they wanted to get their fingers in the honey. So Disney Plus started, HBO Max started, Discovery started, CNN started. Everybody just wanted to have a streaming service, and suddenly there are way too many places to watch TV shows, and that is all starting to add up fast. The whole reason streaming became popular was because of that famous phrase, cut the cord, because cable had become so expensive that people were like, I just want to spend $10 a month and have all these shows that Netflix has to offer. Now, with everything being pulled off and going into their own separate streaming services, it is no longer cheaper to cut the cord. In fact, in some cases, it's starting to cost more to have all these different streaming services. You're either going to miss out on certain TV shows that you really want to watch, or you're going to be forking out this ridiculous money every month. And they're going to keep raising the prices at random. They're going to start throwing ads in your face at random. It just seems like something is extremely broken with streaming, and I'm not sure it can be redeemed. But one rumor out there is suggesting that we might end up going back to having just one or two big streaming services. I think that would eliminate a lot of problems. It would put everybody's focus on one network instead of dividing everybody across so many things. People don't want this many choices, especially when they're all raising the prices. So this is something that we could consider. Let's get back to possibly just having 1 to 2 networks. Not everybody needed to have a streaming service. It's just super annoying. It's costing us a lot of money. It's giving us too many options, and it's causing these shows to unfortunately meet their demise. Like I said earlier in this video, HBO Max merged with Discovery. Disney Plus is in the process of merging eventually with Hulu. What's the next merge going to be? You tell me. Let's see. Hopefully it's just all of them. This is really reminding me of the battle we had between HD DVD and Blu-ray, in which we had two formats fighting for dominance. Is the streaming service that's going to succeed going to be Netflix? Is it going to be Disney? Is it going to be Hulu? Are we going to just stop having streaming services altogether? What does the future hold? I'm very curious, but I can say I'm quite sure most people are finding it so annoying that their shows are frequently meeting their demise. A show can get renewed for a second season and still get axed. The Peripheral on Amazon was given the green light, but after the writer's strike, it was cut. That was not cool. It really pissed off everybody involved, I'm sure. And it really just bums me out because that was a really good show. So guys, what do you think of this? Do we need to start putting our foot down? Should we try to demand that these streaming services stop with this cutting? Should we all jump on these shows that we're interested in watching right away? Are we hurting ourselves by waiting for the show to come to an end and binging? These are kind of questions that we're going to have to answer if we want to figure out what it's going to take to get our shows to actually survive more than one season. And that is the whole premise of this video. That's all I have to say. What do you think of this video? What do you think of what I'm discussing in here? Put your thoughts in the comments. And as always, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear some more opinions or some more reviews from me. And that's all I have to say. Later.